everybody, this is Flash Notion, the Ponyfied Talking Head, back with another My Little Pony reaction video. And this time we have episode 24 of Season 7, Uncommon Bond. And every time I hear that title, all I can think of is, we travel the road of generations, joined by a common bond. Yeah, apples to the core. Never not happening in my head. Excuse me, it's changing seasons. I've got so much phlegm right now. This is probably not the best time to be recording, but it's the only time to record, so deal with it. That's more for me, actually. You guys, whatever. This is more on me. It's gonna be hard to talk. Anyways, I know a little bit about this episode. I know which three characters are... I know three of the characters that are going to be appearing. Starlight, Sunburst, and Maud. And yeah, the one image that I've seen of Sunburst and Maud together looks very much like shipping fuel, and I'm actually very much okay with that. I don't know why. It works for me. I don't really know what the plot itself could be, except maybe Sunburst comes to town for a visit, and Starlight tries to introduce him to all her other new friends that she has made. Because, there's been quite a few that she's made since Season 6 premiere, and he hasn't really had an opportunity to meet most of them. He's met the main six somewhat, and possibly Spike. Yes, definitely Spike. But he hasn't met Trixie or Maud or anybody else. Did he even meet Thorax? Yeah, he met Thorax because Thorax stayed in the Crystal Empire. Okay. So, he has met most of her friends, I guess. I don't know. Whatever. Let's just watch the episode, shall we? Hopefully this gives me more to talk about than last week's did. But we'll only see if I actually watch it. So, we will get started in 3, 2, 1, play. Oh, and she's excited. Aww.
Excuse me, when does the noon train from the Crystal Empire arrive?
Noon?
Right. Sorry. I'm just a little excited because my friend Sunburst is coming. He's my oldest friend.
How long has she been there?
We've known each other practically forever. We have tons in common. We both love magic and games and jokes, everything.
Oh, is she actually being friendly with Vinyl? No, Vinyl's not even listening, is she?
More in common with.
Nope. Liking the music, though. Crystal Ponies. Is he on the other side? Or did he not come?
Starlight?
Oh.
Sunburst!
He just had lots of luggage.
Of course. I've been looking forward to this visit for a long time.
Whoa, how long are you staying?
Just a little reading for the train.
I can identify.
Sunburst. It's gonna be so great spending time together.
So telekinesis really does depend on weight. And why is there is that a Trixie cane? That's what it looked like.
Antiquing.
What?
Antiquing. You know I like antiquing.
You do?
Of course.
Well,
Historical knickknacks, ancient relics.
it makes sense,
you are so
but
lucky. Ponyville is Antique Central.
kind of, yeah.
But we never talked about this. We are going in.
Seriously, that looks like a Trixie cane.
Okay.
That's something that Starlight should have.
Castle first.
Sure. Only we may need to make a few trips.
He's been taking lessons from Rarity, apparently. Wow. So, I guess the conflict is going to be that Starlight still doesn't know Sunburst as well as she thought she did. That's really what it seems like, which, I don't know, that seems kind of, well, it makes somewhat of sense. They didn't see each other for so long. He's gonna have gotten new interests in that time, but Especially since magic didn't exactly work out for him, but still.
This is so great! Who knew I'd be the one showing you the cool sights of Ponyville?
I'm a little surprised myself.
Still no Joanna Lewis and Christine Sunko. What are they up to then? Whoa.
Wow! What a difference between the hoof-molded bricks and the extruded ones, right?
They're inverted. I just realized that. I was gonna say that there's no difference. They used the same asset, and they did, but one of them was inverted, so it technically is different.
I'm so glad you're here.
Of course, Twilight's
In the
interested.
antique store?
In Ponyville. Starlight's really been looking forward to your visit. Though I'm glad you're in the antique store, too. I'm usually the only one.
That's crazy! Who doesn't like antiquing, right?
Right. Ooh, look! An ancient map of Equestria made by the mighty Helm!
Oh!
Without the help of unicorn magic or Pegasus flight, the Earth ponies of the mighty Helm were able to map the entire coast
So-
of Equestria.
They really did exist?
Oh.
That's more for the finale, I know that, because all the legends are gonna come back in the finale, but that's really cool, actually. That was a face.
You don't have to pretend to like all this stuff.
What? No! I do like it!
This really reminds me of On Your Marks.
Besides, we've almost looked at everything, right? Oh, wow! You have got to see the Saddle Arabian Vanity!
Ooh, Saddle Arabia?
This shop looked a lot smaller from the outside.
Cut that out in editing. I just realized Starlight basically made a fidget spinner.
See this Palaminian letter opener?
Oh.
That goes well with this ancient phoenix feather quill. We could write to each other. Pen pals!
Oh my god, they're so freaking adorable.
I really like this old-timey barrel.
Actually, the stuff I bought is inside the barrel, but I can't wait to see what it is.
Wait, you don't know what you bought?
It's a blind buy. Sometimes shops get
Yeah.
too busy to go through everything, so they load up a box or barrel and sell it without knowing what's inside.
Buying one is sort of like a treasure hunt.
Mm-hmm.
Once
Those are
I
very
found a
interesting.
First edition history of Equestria in the original old Ponish.
Plight for certain plight.
What? Translation?
Old Ponish saying, reward prefers risk. It loses something in the translation.
Are you sure it prefers or is it requires?
Yeah. What do you want to do, Starlight?
Well, I don't know if you're gonna remember this, but...
Is this?
Dragon Pit! I remember that game. You two used to play it?
Pretty much any time we weren't working on magic. I can't believe you found a copy.
So, is she gonna join in Ogres and Oubliettes at some day?
Sunburst would get so excited whenever
Poor
they're making
Twilight.
the whole board over. That's adorable.
Well, it's an exciting game, but I have a little more control over my horn now.
Uh-oh, some pony's dragon's gonna get trapped. Doesn't seem so exciting to me.
Oh my god, Twilight! Stop being so freaking adorable! You're supposed to be my least favorite pony. Yes, well, second least favorite pony.
Are you kidding?
Least favorite's Applejack.
And then
Sorry.
spending time with Twilight?
Oh, yeah.
So,
She's pretty great.
Right? I mean, I know she's a princess, but I never thought she'd be so fun to just hang out with.
Well, she is the princess of friendship.
Yeah.
Right. I guess that makes sense.
Okay, so I was shipping the wrong two ponies.
I'm just surprised at how well we get along. I don't have much in common with most ponies.
You two are pretty similar. I don't know many ponies who are fluent in Old Ponish.
Exactly! Oh, I probably have more in common with Twilight than any pony in Equestria. Anyway, I better get some sleep. Ponyville might be small, but there's a lot to do. Maybe we should ask Twilight what she recommends we see.
Sure.
Great.
It's like, I live here too now.
Good night.
Aw. Is it just me, or are the edges of the screen darkened? Like, it might be my computer, but I think it might be...
Oh, hi, Starlight. Is it morning already?
No.
Yep.
Well,
Maybe
technically.
early, but like you said, there's a lot to see in Ponyville.
Right. Okay.
He's like, I have a boner right now. I was having a wet dream. Oh, God. Did I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Is Twilight up yet?
Blank Check's having a bad influence on me for watching his reactions.
But I've got a full day of stuff planned. Just you and me.
Great.
Huh.
Would you mind turning around, or preferably leaving the room so I could get changed?
Oh, sorry.
I guess some ponies have like a...
One genuine Sweet Apple Acres apple tree.
Ooh.
Because we used to drink so much apple juice as foals?
I don't remember that.
Really? I mean, it was all we drank. Here, try an apple. I bet that'll jog your memory. Oh, ow.
Trixie?
What are you doing here?
I often seek the privacy of the orchard to practice new feats of amazement. And also I fell asleep.
Oh, well,
Wow.
Sunburst and I
Teacups and teleportation.
I don't suppose the two of you want to see a never-before-witnessed magical marvel?
Sure!
Is he gonna get along better with all of her friends than with her?
Behold, visiting friend.
Also, I wasn't entirely expecting Trixie. But I'm glad for it.
Powerful and current best friend of Starlight, Trixie!
Aww. He's like, okay, Trix. What do you got?
I give you the unicorn escape. One more twist and the great and powerful Trixie requires a little assistance.
I know this trick. There's a special link, but I could never hold the chain up long enough to find it.
Or just teleport Trixie out of the chain for a moment.
Well, if I could do magic like that, I'd have a whole slew of new tricks at my
Didn't
disposal.
you
I always liked
learn
close-up magic because
how to
I knew I could do
Well,
it.
I guess it's something she can't do in times of stress. Oh. Really? He must have learned how to do that in order to, like, facilitate the fact that he doesn't have normal magic and...
Starlight.
She's like, seriously?
Tell me how much
All of you?
Sunburst and I had in common.
Because
Gee,
I didn't
I don't
know.
know.
Oh, poor Starlight.
Magic is
Um,
fun, but the mirror pool is...
I thought they blocked that off for a reason.
This place is pure pony lore.
Yep. I mean...
Why are they there? That is not funny. That is not
I shouldn't have broken the seal to get in.
No!
Wanted to see the sights of Ponyville,
Oh
right?
my god, Starlight, what the hell is wrong with you?
In and made copies of herself?
Mm-hmm. If we made copies of ourselves, we could get a year's worth of hanging out over in one day.
No! Bad idea!
Not that we would.
Do you hear that?
I hope it's not a leftover Pinkie Pie.
Not exactly.
Maud, how did you get in here?
This cavern's actually connected to mine.
What are you doing?
Tapping.
Maud isn't super chatty. I mean, you and I could sit around and talk all day, but she looks pretty busy.
Are you taking some kind of core sample?
Not exactly. I'm uncovering this section of strata for closer study. You might want to step back.
Yeah. Whoa.
I'm studying this area's metamorphic.
Foliation. Is this nice phyllite or slate? Wow, the pressure above must be pretty uniform to get the planar fabric to be this consistent.
You know
What
about geology.
the hell?
Yeah, I dabble. For example, by the speleothems in this cave, I kind of figured there was another way out.
Because of the calcite deposits.
Poor Starlight. So why is there so much crystal under Ponyville? Seriously, what the hell? Ponyville is like built on crystals.
Starlight? Where's Sunburst? Doing stage magic with Trixie. Studying new rocks with Maud. You're here, so I guess you two aren't off translating some ancient old Ponish text. What are you talking about?
She just has to find
Why would Sunburst
something
be doing any of that?
different to
I
do
thought
with
he'd go to
Sunburst
see you.
that they both enjoy.
Thought so too, but it hasn't worked out that way. When we were foals, we had more in common than any two.
Well, when
ponies
you
in
were
question.
foals, you were the only two who could
Now,
tolerate
it seems
each
like
other,
it's got more
basically.
in common with my friends than it does with me.
Uh,
Oh, every pony changes, but that doesn't mean there aren't still things you both like. You both love magic, right? Magic? Sure, you're really good at it, and Sunburst practically knows every spell that ever was.
not much time left.
Thanks, Twilight. You're the best. I try.
This
Starlight?
might not end
What
well.
happened? Maud and I found some fascinating sedimentary stratum, but when I turned to show you, you were gone.
Maud does have a way of making rocks really interesting, but I wanted to work on something a little more us.
What's this?
Just a little something I made up.
Whoa! You made up this spell? Just now?
Yeah.
Oh dear. What's she doing?
Wow!
I know, right? But wait, there's
Is this?
cool, right?
Aww.
Now we can play Dragon Pit, just like we used to.
Actually, I thought we could go with Maud and...
I mean, nothing was better than just you and me playing this game when we were fools, right?
Is that Tara doing Starlight's voice?
Or blue.
Starlight! I don't want to play the game at all!
Aww.
What's going on in here? Nothing. I was trying to have fun doing the one thing I thought we still had in common. But I guess we don't even have that anymore.
Right, so... No, I'll leave this till the end, but
Starlight
this
and I
is...
have known each other since we were foals, but that doesn't mean we have to be foals to hang out.
Starlight does have a tendency to overdo.
I mean, it is surprising how well I get along with all of her friends, but she and I still have tons in common.
Maybe you just need to remind her what those things are.
That's it! That's exactly what I'll do. Right after I think of them.
Huh.
Up,
obviously you and I hit it off. I am quite impressive. And we share a love for prestidigitation.
Right. And Starlight and I share a lot of things too. I just need to think of them. What else do you guys have in common?
Well, we both made not so great choices in the past.
Those are clearly fake.
We're self-conscious about every pony judging us, even though we've both changed and are trying hard to be better.
Yeah, we don't really have that.
He's not paying attention.
I can think of something you have in common.
Lack of attentiveness.
You're both poor practice audiences.
Eh.
Starlight and I don't really have a lot in common, other than feeling different from most ponies. And comedy.
Comedy?
I'm very funny.
Was that a joke?
No,
Well, it's more than I can think of that she and I have in common.
we don't really spend that much time talking about that, though. Mostly we're just comfortable around each other.
We used to be. We did everything together. But now I'm wondering if we've spent so much time apart that we don't connect over anything anymore. And if we can't connect over anything, then we're not even friends.
Well, at least it's not serious. That was a joke.
I appreciate
Freaking love
you
Maud.
trying to help Twilight, but
I think
it's
that
pretty clear
what the
that
two of them
Sunburst
most
is
have in
bad.
common is that they're
I understand,
overreacting.
but I feel like that only happens if you both let it. You still want to be friends, right? I created a spell so we could relive playing a game in our childhood home and bodies. Right. I'm just not sure
Hey, come on.
Sunburst wants to stay friends too.
I think you might be surprised.
Prepare yourself.
And improve Dragon Pit!
Say what now?
We had to take out a few spaces.
Oh, dear
to make it
Lord.
fit, but you hardly missed them. Maud made the dice.
Pumice is the lightest igneous rock. It seemed the best choice.
And I added the special effects. There's nothing like a little well-placed magic smoke.
Looks like some pony's dragon is gonna get trapped. I thought you didn't want to play this game.
Well, I didn't want to pretend to be a foal, but I know you wanted to play. I thought it'd be fun to play a version big enough for full-grown ponies. What do you think? Fun, right?
Sure, but
Actually, it's missing something.
Now it's fun.
huh. I mean, interesting, but oh, was that Lyra and Ron on a trip together?
I don't know why I got so worried about us not having anything in common.
Yeah. I
It
kinda
happens.
think It doesn't matter as long as we enjoy each other's company.
And that game was certainly enjoyable.
What made it even better was getting to play it with all my friends.
Aw. Maud's just like,
See you soon.
I don't like touching
I want to
people.
hear if you find anything interesting in that barrel.
Trust me, Starlight. You'll be the first to know.
Finale? If that was not a setup for the finale, I don't know what was. Seriously, could they get any more obvious? Okay. Alright, I have things to say. So, first of all, yeah, that ending was obviously a setup for the finale. And we had the Mighty Helm name dropped again. They were a Rock Hoofs group. So, yeah, I already know that the finale brings back the legends, and I already have gotten a major spoiler on it that I'm going to talk about next time. As for this one, I don't... I have... what to say. Right, so first of all, this one draws a lot of parallels for me to On Your Marks. That episode was all about how friends can grow apart and enjoy doing things apart from one another individually and still be friends. But it also carried the element there of, well, sometimes friends do just plain grow apart. They stop being friends after a while. And I get that. After I moved, I kind of just eventually stopped talking to people that I knew back up north. Like, we stayed in contact for a while, on and off, but then it just sort of tapered off and we stopped talking in any form. And, I mean, it is a little bit upsetting, but at the same time, it's just like, we're too far apart right now to really stay friends. I don't travel, and they've got their own things that they're doing, and honestly, we didn't have that much in common in the first place, and things, it happened, you know? But, between season 6 premiere and this episode, we've kind of gotten the thing of, like, it's possible to reconnect with friends later on, and it's sort of like the opposite of On Your Marks, but not quite. And I like that. It's true, you can grow apart from friends, and that's okay. That's okay. Just enjoy the time you have together. But it's also possible to reconnect with them and still be friends. Of course, we also have Amending Fences showing us that maybe you can't exactly be super good friends after you reconnect with somebody, but maybe there's a bit of closure that still needs to be had sometimes. Which is good too, to go and get that. So, yeah, as for what actually happened in this episode, though, the beginning of it was pretty cool, I guess. I mean, just seeing Sunburst again and learning that he has other interests besides just staying in his house and reading magic books. I mean, that's pretty good to know. So much sniffling. Anyways, and then him being really friendly with Twilight, like, if that is not shipping fuel, I don't know what is. And, yeah, I mean, I'm okay with that, too. I mean, I don't know what, like, him and Maud seemed like they could get along pretty well, too. At least before this episode. Like, in this episode, it kind of occurred to me that maybe they might actually annoy each other a little bit, because Maud doesn't talk too much, and it's kind of hard to understand what she's thinking and feeling sometimes. Whereas Sunburst kind of is not really one to shut up. But, I mean, their opposites might make them get along, or it might make them be, like, not enemies, but they're the two friends in the group who can't really stand each other, you know? Like, sometimes you'll have a group of friends and you're all somewhat friends, but there's two people in the group that you try to keep as far apart as possible. I don't know. Maybe that's just me. But, no, like, Sunburst and Twilight do seem like they could be something of a couple. Like, they actually have a lot in common. They really do, but they're different on some levels, too. So, it would be interesting, definitely. I'm gonna try and back away for a moment and not look at this through the eyes of shipping, and just look at it through the eyes of Twilight and Sunburst actually made a very good team, even back in the Season 6 premiere. It took both of them to find the solution to the problem right there. Like, Twilight had the initial right idea, but then Sunburst came along and he was able to figure out a better solution from there. So, it kind of took both of them, and they just really work well together. And I'd like to see that a little bit more. And then we move on to Trixie, who was kind of the unexpected one in this episode, which I'm really surprised about. Like, normally anytime Trixie shows up, it's everywhere. Everybody's like, oh my god, Trixie was in this episode! Yay! But I suppose here her appearance really was kind of understated. Like, she was mainly just there because she's one of Starlight's other friends. And so, I mean, there were the shipping vibes, definitely. There were definitely the shipping vibes. One thing that does kind of concern me, though, about Starlight and Trixie's relationship is that all too often, Trixie kind of seems to, like, bring herself down when comparing herself to Starlight. Starlight has taught her magic, and she knows how to teleport now. We saw her teleport the freaking teacup in the orchard right there. But when she was doing the magic show, I mean, I understand being stressed out kind of makes it so that Trixie cannot concentrate and cannot really do the magic, but at the same time, like, she said it in a way, like, when she was talking to Sunburst, she said it in a way that sounded like she was saying, I can't do it, but Starlight can. She's awesome like that. I mean, it's good for Trixie to, like, build up her friend, or her lover, if you prefer, but it doesn't, it's not a good idea to bring, or to put yourself down in order to bring someone else up. Just like it's not a good idea to put someone else down in order to bring yourself up. Neither of those is a good thing, so it does lend itself to the idea that Trixie and Starlight aren't that great for each other, even if they are kind of perfect together. They're just so good together. But maybe a little bit of counseling could be used there. Oh god, I wasn't shipping him with Sunburst, so I'm okay with it. As for Sunburst learning magic, I mean, yeah, he wasn't that great at, like, real magic either. Like, that was his shtick back in the Season 6 premiere, was that he didn't know, or he wasn't able to perform real magic. He knew everything about it. He knew all the spells. He knew how to do it, but he couldn't do it himself. He just didn't have the raw power behind it. So, that's kind of one reason why him and Starlight always did get along in the past, was because he would be the one to show her the spells and come up with the spells, and she would be the one to take it to the next level and actually perform them and make them awesome. But it kind of seems like Starlight's now grown to the point where she can just come up with spells on her own, now's a good time as any, I guess, to actually talk about the spell that she came up with. It's a spell that casts an illusion to, like, show off, or it casts an illusion of the past over not just the room, but also yourself, so that way you can appear as your younger self. That would be incredibly useful for a number of reasons and in a number of ways. But I'm guessing it's not a spell we're ever really gonna see again, because, like, a lot of these bigger, cooler spells like that are just kind of used and forgotten. But in this case, it would definitely have it would have a lot more uses. Like, imagine reliving memories like that. Like, imagine if you could modify the spell ever so slightly to actually go back through your memories. Like, in the Season 2 premiere, Discord kind of did it for Twilight, where he was mocking her with his own words in the past. Like, he snapped his fingers, took them back into the past, and showed her the scene again, and was like, haha, you misunderstood my meaning. Something kind of like that, only used for more benevolent purposes. This spell could take someone back through their memories and allow them to, say, understand how a crime went down. Not that there's very much crime in Equestria, but it would be useful for, say, mystery episodes where a character might have missed something. So, I mean, cool spell. And, of course, the child versions of Sunburst and Starlight are freaking adorable. Like, Starlight is just... Oh, I want to squeeze her. Plushie. Need a plushie. Just squeeze it. Hug it. You know what I mean. It's adorable. And let's see, what else happened in this episode? So, the mirror pool makes another appearance, and mention of maybe a Pinkie Pie that they missed, which we know that they did. There is one in Manhattan, which is just like, what the hell? Like, I still can't get over that fact that they put that in there. Like, that's been a common bit of fanon for years. There was a blog, there used to be a blog about a version of Pinkie Pie that moved to Manhattan and became like a fashion designer or something like that. I don't quite remember. But obviously we now know that there is one living there and just kind of like trying to lay low. But what are the odds that it was in the same diner as Pinkie Pie in that episode? Whatever. Let's just go back to the fact that the mirror pool returned and Starlight purposefully undid the seal just to show it to Sunburst. And it's just like, Sunburst, Starlight, what the hell is wrong with you? There's just, no, don't. There is a point where you just kind of sometimes want to smack her. Like, what is wrong with you? Did I already say that? I think I did. But this is a case where it is definitely warranted. Like, every little thing she does, I can kind of forgive. She was freaking out and she was trying to take on too much. But at this point, she really should know better. And this was just... I'm glad that they didn't actually go through with it and didn't use the mirror pool. But the fact that it's just there now for anybody to really walk into, that's a problem. And then there's also, the fact that it connects to Maud's cavern, which... that's just bad idea because Pinkie goes there sometimes. Whatever. Also, I kind of like how Maud's introduction is that she is not exactly Pinkie Pie, but she is a pie. And of course, jokes. But the one thing about this episode that does kind of I do kind of have a bit of a hang up with is the ending. I know that reconnecting with friends is definitely hard, but it just definitely seems like this was the wrong way to go about doing it. Like, okay, recreating something that you did when you were younger, that's like a temporary thing. It's not gonna be a long-term solution. Like, yeah, you can get together once a week maybe and do this, but that's not quite being... like, to me, that's not really being friends anymore. I feel like if they were gonna be friends again, Starlight and Sunburst would have found something new to do together. Like, a new thing that they both enjoyed that just could bridge that gap. Far better than just reliving childhood memories, which they're still kind of technically doing. I don't know. I mean, I guess like I said, I don't have that much experience with it, but at the same time, it didn't quite feel right for the ending. The dragon costumes were adorable, definitely, and I don't know. I feel like the ending might have been just a little bit rushed, thanks to them wanting to set up the finale with that book there. By the way, it just occurred to me that maybe that isn't set up for the finale. Maybe that's a complete red herring. In which case, if it is, I kind of want to punch somebody in the dick for that, then. Because that's ridiculous. If it is a red herring, it's ridiculous. If it's not a red herring, I mean, it's kind of cool, but at the same time, the setup makes the ending feel a little bit rushed. Because, we have to... ideally, I feel like this episode would have ended with Sunburst still being in Ponyville. And... It just would have ended with him and Starlight having found that thing that they both enjoy. Rather than doing the whole send-off on the train thing. which felt like setup for the finale. So if they could have cut that entire scene out, there would have been like an extra minute or two that they could have instead used to wrap things up and give a better solution to the problem. Which, I mean, I like foreshadowing future events, definitely, and I mean, foreshadowing the finale is kind of cool, but at the same time, I kind of feel like we've gotten a bit of enough setup for the finale with the fact that we've had 3 separate episodes dedicated to the legends. And in the past, we've had several episodes being like, oh, Star Wars Swirl, he's so great, and all that, so it's not like this is not, like, this finale is not going... This finale has had a lot of setup, is what I'm trying to say, and it's, so, if the setup that was included in this episode was to this episode's detriment, I really feel like it should have been cut out. So, yeah. Also, I'm just gonna say this. Josh Haber has been the story editor for the last few episodes here. And Joanna Lewis and Christine Sunko are nowhere to be seen on them. I gotta say that I kind of haven't really enjoyed these last few episodes as much as I did the episodes in the before that. Like, I don't know. Josh Haber has done good in the past with like season 6 finale and whatnot. His episodes aren't bad. It's just maybe I've become biased, but I definitely feel like Christina and Joanna, I just feel like they did a better job with the episodes that they had. So, yeah. Sorry, Josh. Sorry. So, 1 more week, 2 more episodes, the finale. I've had some things spoiled for me. Things that are more like ending spoilers rather than beginning spoilers. Like, if I knew that they were going to be dressing up as dragons in this episode, that would technically qualify as an ending spoiler, as opposed to a more beginning spoiler, like, I know what characters are involved. Yeah, no, I know an ending spoiler for next week. Of course, the big thing would be finding out how we get there, so, I mean, I look forward to next week, I really do. Hopefully, it can make the previous Legends episodes that we've had, like the Somnambula one and Midge Meadowbrook one, which I didn't enjoy as much as the Campfire Tales episode. Hopefully, it can make those worth having been watched. Hopefully, this finale does justice to all of the Legends, and hopefully, it does something just really cool all around. Hopefully, the upset of status quo that I know will be happening actually gets followed up on next season, though I have my doubts, but hopefully it does. We'll see. So until then, yeah, I mean, this wasn't a bad episode. Not at all. Just kind of not as quite as good as I think it could have been.